Gojo Satoru is undoubtedly among the fan favorites within the Jujutsu Kaisen fandom. However, any casual fan probably did not know these secrets. In today's video, we are going to present 22 small details you probably did not know about Gojo Satoru. Gojo is seen as the strongest Jujutsu Kaisen character. He is so overpowered that he is positioned on a separate level compared to everyone else. Well, him and Sukuna, of course. If it's 1v1, Gojo will win. At least, that's what he personally claims, as he says that even 20 Fingers Sukuna would not be able to defeat him. He is so strong that normal rules do not really apply to him. But what do we mean by that? Well, to that, I would reply the following. Gojo never runs out of cursed energy. His cursed energy is not unlimited, but with the use of the 6 eyes, the cursed energy output is so little that Gojo never runs out. Plus, Gojo can cast domain expansions multiple times per day, which of course is not normal in Jujutsu Kaisen, as this is seen as a last resource, an ultimate weapon for almost everyone else. This alone can pretty much sum up Gojo, as he casts domain expansions to simply pass the time at this point, or make fun of his opponents. The 6 eyes also allow Gojo to perceive the world in terms of mass, speed, energy, and so forth. Although not many things are known about the 6 eyes, what it is known is the fact that they contribute in the precise usage of infinity. However, Gojo has not always been like that. Allow me to explain. Yes, Gojo has always been a Jujutsu powerhouse, enough to make cursed spirits hide in fear. Just the act of his birth shifted the balance of the Jujutsu world in favor of the Jujutsu sorcerers. This was done due to the combination of the infinity and the 6 eyes, or else known as Rikugan, that Gojo possessed. A combination that did not appear again in over 400 years, making him the pride of the Gojo family. However, Gojo did not always have the same level of control over his abilities as he does now. In the past, Gojo did not constantly have the infinity on, as this would basically fry his brain, as explained by him. With time, however, he managed to limit the cursed energy output, and combining with the fact that he simultaneously runs a reverse cursed technique to heal himself, allows him to have the infinity on at all times. Meaning that unless Gojo wants to be touched, there is nothing anyone can do. Well, almost anyone. Not only that, but Gojo did not always know how to perform neither the red nor the purple technique. However, with time, and a fair share of beating from a certain someone, Gojo managed to unlock these skills as well. Speaking of Gojo's past, did you know that the characteristic mask he always wears has not always been like that? That's because he used to wear bandages instead of a mask. But why wear anything in the first place? Well, just like the other masked anime characters with special eye abilities, Gojo also had to cover his eyes in order to prevent excessive and quite unnecessary usage of the 6 eyes, as again, not many opponents can even force him to fight seriously. So why bother, really? Since we mentioned Kakashi, we feel that it's important to point out that Gojo is actually not so much inspired by him, but rather by another member of the Big Three. Just like we mentioned in a previous video, Gojo resembles Urahara way more than he resembles Kakashi. But since we analyzed this in a previous video, we won't tire you with the same info again. You can go ahead and check that video as well once you finish with this one. We did mention Gojo's infinity, but in reality, what does it actually do? Well, we are not rocket scientists like Gege, so we will try to analyze this as simply as we can. Infinity, or else known as Mugen in Japanese, is the base state of the limitless, and is essentially the power to stop. The limitless technique operates the same way convergent and divergent sequences do in mathematics. Oh god, it's like middle school all over again. Well, the infinity is the convergence of an immeasurable series. Anything that approaches the infinity slows down and never reaches the user. The definition goes on to state that this is because the technique takes the finite amount of space between the two subjects and divides it an infinite amount of times. So, let's do simple English now, shall we? The closer someone is to Gojo, the slower his movements become. And this is why we stated that unless Gojo wants someone to touch him, this is almost impossible, as Gojo needs to willingly turn off the limitless for this to happen. This is seen in his fight with Jogo, where Gojo convinced him to try and shake his hand. The result was that Jogo became so slow that he practically seemed like he could not move at all. And Yeah, Gojo then beat the shit out of him. Another thing shown in that scene is the fact that Gojo likes to play with his opponents, as you never really see him finishing them off quickly, unless, of course, he's in a hurry. Another case where his limitless was seen in battle was with his fight with Sukuna in episode 1. As Sukuna is saying he is unbelievably fast? No, that's not it, as even Sukuna, the king of curses, was slowed down, making him wonder if Gojo is that faster than him, when in reality, this was Gojo's infinity being shown to us for the first time, even if we did not know it at the time. Finally, in this scene, Gojo was seen stepping on those ants without actually hurting them, which again is the doing of his infinity being on. Well, we can confidently say that female simps did not really like this scene. As quoted by them, "It pains me to see Gojo stepping on ants when he could actually step on me." We mentioned the moments the infinity was on, but how about the moments Gojo actually turned it off on purpose? Does any moment come to mind? No? Well then let me show you one. Gojo purposefully turned off the infinity when Yuji tried to hug him, as we see the two of them making actual contact, meaning that Gojo anticipated Yuji would do that and turned off the infinity so that his student could actually hug him. If this does not put a smile on your face, I don't know what will. This goes to show how much Gojo actually cares about his students, meaning that whoever hurts his students will probably regret it afterwards. We will not spoil non-manga readers, but yeah, manga readers understood what I'm talking about. Another moment that Gojo purposefully turned off the infinity was when Principal Yaga was scolding him after Gojo made fun of Kyoto Jujutsu High School, Principal Yoshinobu, and of course, Utahime, which again shows that although Gojo has no filter, as what he believes he always expresses it, no matter if the other people will like it or not, he understood that he deserved the punishment and allowed Principal Yaga to scold him. And of course, this shows the deep connection he shares with his own teacher. I guess saying whatever you want without consequences comes in pair with being the strongest character in your universe. We previously mentioned that Gojo has the female fans simping for him, but did you know that there is an actual figure of him that is, well, 18 plus? It would be pointless to mention that this figure sold out within a few hours and all pre-orders were blocked, as the demand for this, well, what should I call it? Let's go with a masterpiece, was actually way higher than the supply, causing it to go extinct within a few hours. The actual price was originally around $85, but is now resold in various marketplaces for prices that go as high as $700 per piece. Please don't ask me how I know this, I just do. It's not like I spend hours trying to buy it for myself. We did mention that Gojo can cast domain expansion multiple times per day, but did you know how his domain expansion actually works? Allow us to explain. The eye within Gojo's domain resembles a black hole, but in reality, Gojo's domain, that bears the name Infinite Void, bombards the targets within the barrier with an infinite amount of knowledge. For those thinking that this will actually turn you into a genius, well, not exactly. It will really fry out your brain and leave you lying on the floor. Boundless raw information floods into the target's mind, overwhelming them to the point where they're completely immobilized. Nanami called Unlimited Void an almost guaranteed win once it traps its target. Just a few milliseconds are enough to cause permanent damage to any non-sorcerer, while anything above 0.2 seconds will probably kill these people. The complete incapacitation of the target is caused by a phenomenon where the target will be able to see and feel everything while not being able to see or feel anything at the same time. All the actions one has taken in their life is forced upon them infinitely, and they can't do anything but die slowly. So how did Yuji survive Gojo's domain expansion then? He was within the barrier after all. That's because this effect does not affect the user or anyone they're touching with no intent to harm. Hence, Yuji was left unharmed. On to Gojo's hobbies. Did you know that Gojo is actually a huge fan of Mobile Suit Gundam? As stated by Gege, Gojo actually has a whole collection of these models in his house. When it comes to actual hobbies, as in activities, Gojo does not have any, as he can do almost anything without effort. I mean, that's the definition of suffering from success. Gojo's height is not exactly confirmed, but he is estimated to be at least 6'3" or 1.90 meters tall. Combine that with that kind of looks, and no wonder every girl in and out of Jujutsu Kaisen simps for him. When asked about any potential girlfriend of Gojo, Gege replied that Gojo will never get a real relationship, as Gojo would never limit himself to only one woman. Another thing Gege stated about Gojo is that as a kid, Gojo started eating sweets to stimulate his brain, but in the end, he ended up with a sweet tooth instead. Moreover, Gege said that Gojo can pretty much do anything he sets as goal, so he tries to not get involved with anything, as according to him, this will allow the next generation to train and eventually shine. Speaking of how perfect Gojo is, many people accuse him of having a god syndrome, as he sees everyone else beneath him. Well, this might be partially true, but in reality, Gojo feels like that because this is the truth. It is widely accepted that Gojo is an anomaly, being a cut above everyone else. Hence, we can't really blame him for feeling superior to everyone else. As a kid, Gege stated that Gojo was doing well in science classes. I mean, duh! You need a whole master's degree in astrophysics or something to understand how his abilities really work. Of course he would be good on science class. Gege was also asked whether Gojo teaches other subjects besides Jujutsu, in which Gege replied that he is capable of doing that, but he does not really, as he does not have the teaching license for that. Gojo's birthday is on the 7th of December, which makes him a Sagittarius. For those believing in that kind of stuff, the zodiac signs state that people born on this exact day, meaning exactly the 7th of December, tend to be more attractive and graceful. Also, the zodiac signs state that Sagittarius are associated with the color purple. Even if you don't believe in zodiac signs, it seems that Gege does, because all these Easter eggs regarding his birthday do not seem random to me. Now, let's speedrun a few facts about him, shall we? Gojo enjoys wearing expensive clothes and has many casual looks that he likes to pair with sunglasses. The name Satoru derives from a Japanese verb that refers to an act of knowing or understanding. It actually derives from the Buddhist word satori, which means enlightenment. When written in kanji, on the other hand, Satoru refers to an act of being spiritually awakened or attaining higher perception. Gojo's favorite food is anything sweet. His least favorite food is alcohol. The only thing that ever caused distress to him is the higher-ups' involvement, as he cannot stand them. In the most recent popularity polls, Gojo got the 3rd place, behind Yuji and Megumi. His Japanese voice actor, Yuichi Nakamura, is also the voice actor of Hawks from My Hero Academia, Buddha from Record of Ragnarok, Tsukasa from Dr. Stone, Kuro Tetsuro from Haikyuu, Moomin Rider from One Punch Man, Bruno Bucciarati from JoJo, Renji from Tokyo Ghoul, Gray from Fairy Tail, Kashin Koji from Boruto. You get the idea. Gojo's voice actor is just as talented as Gojo himself. Since you made it this far in the video, I bet you will also love this video, where we present 51 small details about Jujutsu Kaisen. Go on, check it out!